Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. So in this session we are going to cover the topic which is 3.4 in your chapter in your textbook, leisure. Now what do you mean by leisure, student? Leisure is basically a free time, the free time which we have. Now normally what do we do in free time? We usually sleep, or we tend to eat, or we watch TV, or do things which we like, right? But what the poet is telling us, let us see. The poet over here is William Henry Davis. Okay, let us see the poem. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrel hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars, skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. No time to wait till her mother can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this if full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. Okay, what the poet is saying, what is this life if full of care? Now what do you mean by care over here, student? Care is worries and stress. Okay, that what does the poet feels? That the poet feels sad that we do not have time for anything in our life. They are saying that we have no time to stand and stare. That what is the poet saying? That our life is full of tensions and worries, that we do not have time to just sit and stand and stare. कि थोड़े टाइम बैठ के ज़रा बाहर का दुनिया देखने का, स्टेयर करने का भी हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है. The beautiful nature is before us, but we do not have time to just stop and admire it, to stare it. What he is saying, we have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs. Now what do you mean by boughs, student? Boughs is branch of tree, and stare as long as sheep or cow. What is he saying? What is the poet saying? That the trees usually offer shades to us, and we are not able to enjoy that luxury to stand below it. कभी कितने धूप में अगर हम ट्रैवल करके आते हैं, and once we get a glass of water and we get shadow, we feel so relaxed. So that is the luxury of a tree, the luxury which is being provided to us by tree. But we fail to live that luxury, we fail to enjoy that luxury. We cannot be equivalent to animals like cows and sheep that stand and graze under the branches of tree. Okay, that how cows and sheep, how animals, they relax under the trees and enjoy the luxury. Why don't we as humans have times to enjoy that? No time to see when woods we pass, when squirrels hide their nuts in grass. Okay, what are they saying? The trees in their woods spreading their branches, and the little squirrels that hides their nuts in the grass. Do we catch attention on him? हम लोग ने क्या कभी देखा है? Have you ever seen squirrel? They hide their nuts in the trees. But have you ever wondered, or have you ever seen that? No, because we all are so busy in our lives. We are so busy in our work that we forget to see all of these small beautiful things in life. We find happiness in huge things, but we forget to find happiness in such small things. when squirrel hide their nuts in grass. That have you ever seen that? Have you ever paid attention to it? No. But poet is saying to us that according to the poet, all of these small things which gives us a moment of relaxation and immense pleasure, and we should always experience it. That whenever you see such moment, you will feel very blessed, you will feel relaxed, and that is why you should enjoy such moments. Next, no time to wait till her mouth can enrich. No time to wait. No. Yes. No time to turn at beauty's glance. Oh, sorry. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. What are they saying? That the clear water, okay? No time to see the broad daylight. ओके हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है. क्या टाइम नहीं है? वी डोंट हैव टाइम टू एन्जॉय द डे टाइम. Okay, streams full of stars. Streams is river. Now why they have said full of stars? Okay, so when the sunlight falls on the river, it basically shines, and it shines as stars are shining in the stars. Okay, it shines as if stars are shining in the sky. So they are saying that you have no time to see that whenever the sunlight falls on the river, it shines beautifully. It looks like stars are shining in the sky, but you don't have time to see that. Like stars, like skies at night. Okay, so how that only basically it means that the clear water on the streams is the reflection, and that falls on the stream seems to be seen as stars are shining in the night. The clear water allows the stone below to be seen, and they look like stars in the clear sky, but we are so busy that we do not have the time to see that. Okay, no time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. Over here, what is beauty? Beauty is a beautiful young girl. Okay, so beauty over here is personified as a beautiful woman who's dancing with her beautiful feet in the fields. Okay, that girl is dancing in the field, and no time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes begin. Okay, now what does it mean? That this particular moment of beauty is missed by human beings. Okay, we are unable to admire it, the beauty of that girl who's dancing. Now if you have ever seen a person who's dancing, or a girl just performing some classical dance, so they have this expressions on their face, they have the dance form, that smile on their face, but we are so busy that we tend to forget it. We forget to watch that, and the beauty of her face is transferred to her lips in the form of smile. That beauty is being expressed in her smile, the way she smiles, the way she expresses through expressions, and that is something which we are unable to find, or which we are unable to see. We are unable to identify that. A poor life this is, full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. Okay, that such life is so poor, it is of no use. Why? Because we are not able to live all this life which we have. Okay, he stresses, the poet over here in this last two stanza, last two lines, stresses that our life is poor life. Why? Because we are unable to see or unable to experience happiness all around. When we see such small things, we get a piece of relaxation, but we don't want that. He stresses that our life is poor and we are leading, and he only wishes that we change our lifestyle. Why? To spend more टाइम टू एडमायर थिंग्स अराउंड अस, कि हमारे आजू बाजू में जो सारी चीज़ें हैं हम उनको एडमायर कर सके. Okay, now the questions, like what is the poet, the one which are side में. Okay, the contextual questions. What does the poet want us to stare and gain from it? This would be a homework, student. And list the beautiful things in nature that we overlook, जो हम ओवरलुक करते, नज़रअंदाज कर देते, वैसे कौन कौन सी चीज़ें you have to write it down. Now coming to page number 73, students, warming up question. In that, see the first one. Discuss in groups and share with one another. You have to write answer for this. Now, so all the 4 questions. See, sub question 1 is easy. The daily routine of your mother and father on working days. So you have to write the daily routine of your mother and father. If your father is working, your mother is working, or if your mother is an housewife, what is the daily routine of them? You have to write them during working hours, okay, working days, not during this pandemic situation, because in such situation we all know that all of us are staying home, but during the working days, what there used to be the schedule of them, you have to write it down. How your family relax on weekends. Okay, so what do you family members do on weekends, on Saturday, Sundays? You have to write it down. Next, when you go for a picnic, what and how do you enjoy? So like if you have ever went to picnic or just place with your family members, what do you do there to enjoy? This is something you have to write. And 4th one, do you spend time admiring and thinking over the beauties of nature? But there are many people who would disagree to the point that no, the poet is saying is true, but I don't agree to it because I enjoy the form of nature. So what are those things which you enjoy? You have to write it down. So all of these 4 questions would be a homework. You can ignore sub question 2 because it is not that useful. Now coming to sub question 3, you have to prepare an acrostic, okay, from the word leisure. But जो भी चीज़ें आप mention करोगे, that should be things which you are doing in your free time. Like in R, they have given reading stories, and we do read stories in our free time. So you have to write words. Okay, so this would be again your homework. So sub question 1 and sub question 3 is your homework on page number 73. Coming to page number 74, the 2 questions besides is the homework for you all. Now say where, sub question 1 on page number 74. Where, let us see sub question 2. Where do squirrels store their food? So we saw, okay, where do they store their food? They store their food. कहाँ देखा हम लोग ने चैप्टर में क्या था? Where do they store their food? And we don't see it. They store their food in the where, student? In the grass, but we are unable to see it. So that is how you have to write sub question. उसके ऊपर का where do cows and sheep stand, where do squirrels का तो हमने डिस्कस कर दिया. So A, C and D, where do stars shine in the daytime and where does beauty smile begin? This 3 would be your homework. Coming to sub question 2, A. What would have inspired the poet to compose this poem? Why do you think the poet have written this poem? And do you think it relates to our present day life? And do you feel connected? Can you feel this poem relatable? So you have to write and answer this question. So sub question 2AB on page number 74 is your homework. Which line provides that in our busy life we do not even have a fraction of a second to enjoy its nature beauty? So again you have to find this question from you have to find this line from the poem and then you have to write. So coming to sub question C. C is something which I would give you. Beauty in stanza 5 to 6 refers to a beautiful maiden as well as nature itself. Explain when and how nature dances and also smiles. Nature dances and smiles when it is showing itself in all its beauty in front of human beings, and on the other hand, human beings are not able to enjoy its wonder due to their busy life and their anxieties and tension. Okay? Next, why does the poet call life poor? Why is he saying our life poor? The poet calls our life poor as it cannot be life if it is full of care and worry. Unfortunately, we have no time to stand at a place and look carefully at nature that can be so refreshing to us. So, as human beings, we should spare some moment and look at nature and natural beauty that is spread around us and enjoy life. Sorry. Next, you have learned subquestion 3. You have learned when a human attribute is given to anything, then we called it as personification. So subquestion 3 ka A, that find out 2 examples of personification, is your homework. Subquestion 3A ka 3 ka B, find alliteration, simile and metaphor. 2 examples of each is again your homework. Coming to subquestion 4, say whether the images from nature given in the poem exist. Again, this would be a homework. You just have to say that whether these images exist in poem. And subquestion 5, make a paragraph. Again, subquestion 5 would be your homework. You have to make a paragraph and write about it. Okay, students, I guess the homework is clear to each and everyone, and you have to submit it today itself. Subquestion 5, what does it says? Make a paragraph of the poem Leisure in your own simple words. Okay, what did you understood by the poem? You just have to write it in your own simple words. So yeah, student, that was it for today's session. I'll again repeat the homework for you all. The homework would be page number 73 pe subquestion 1, subquestion 3 would be your homework. Okay, coming to page number 74, the questions which are textual plus subquestion 1, subquestion 2 ka AB, subquestion 3 ka AB, subquestion 4 and subquestion 5 is your homework. So I hope you have understood the main motto of this poem. What the poet over here is trying to say, that we all know that we are busy in our life. As a student, we have homework, assignments, studies. As a job, as a person who's doing a job, they have their work, they are into their work. If you are a student, then you have submissions and all. And in this case, what happened is, we are so much busy in our life that we forget to enjoy this beautiful things which are around us. बेसिकली वी फॉरगेट टू एन्जॉय आर नेचर. अगर आप छोटी छोटी चीज़ों देखोगे ना, तो आपको उसमें खुशियाँ मिलेगी. यू विल फाइंड हैप्पीनेस इन सच स्मॉल थिंग्स. लाइक इफ़ यू सी अ स्मॉल plant which you have grown yourself and it is growing, so even that growth of that plant would make you happy. Why? Because you have planted on your own. Then if you see small birds eating food, that would make you happy. If you see rains, that would make you happy. If you enjoy listening music in forest or in trees, in nature, that would make you happy. So all of these small things can definitely make you happy. So what is your goal of this chapter? What the poet wants us to understand, that we should find happiness in all of these small things. हमें क्या होता है, we tend to find happiness in bigger things. Achieving big things would make us happy is what we feel, but this is not right, students. Okay, so finding happiness in small things, enjoying nature, enjoying things around us is what poet wants us to understand through this poem. Okay, I hope the poem is clear to you and the homework as well. We'll see you all in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Bye.